Hello, welcome to the next in my series of how to draw simple shapes in Autodesk Inventor so that you can use them in your modeling. And this time we're going to look at how to draw a heart, because that's another shape that people want to know how to do. Okay, so I'm going to start a sketch. I've opened my millimeter template, my standard millimeter template, and I'm going to start sketching on my XY axis. Now what I'm going to do before I start is I'm going to decide how big I want my heart to be. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to draw it in construction lines, and I'm going to decide how big I want this heart to be. So let's say I want my heart to be 30 millimeters wide. Hit tab and it'll take me to the next dimension, and let's just say I want it to be 35 millimeters high. Okay, so slightly higher than it is wide, like that. You'll notice that to do this rectangle I've used my 2-point rectangle. Okay, and that means that I can start it right in the center there, and then I can go out to there. And I've also made it on construction lines so that this won't be part of my final shape. Okay, so now in order to draw a heart, I've switched off my construction lines, so now I'm actually going to be drawing solid lines. I want 2 circles like that, and I want 2 lines, and I'm just going to do my lines from the bottom there like that, and I'm drawing it pretty roughly at this stage in order to illustrate how we're going to get it all to go together. Okay, so now it's time to start putting some constraints on. So first of all, I want these 2 circles to be the same size as each other, so I'm going to say that one and that one, I'll put an equal constraint on those. I also want these 2 lines to be the same length as each other, so I'm going to put an equal constraint on those. I'm going to say that I want the circle to be a tangent to that outside shape there, and I also want this circle to be a tangent to there. Same with this one. That one is going to be a tangent to that line, and that one is going to be a tangent to that one. So you can see how I'm fitting it within my rectangle. I'm going to put a coincident constraint between that point and the midpoint of there. Alright, and now it looks a little bit like a crazy bird beak, but let's just keep persevering and you'll see where I'm going with this. Now I'm going to put a tangent constraint between this line and the circle, and this line and the circle. Now there's a problem here, that because I've made a constraint that these 2 have to be the same length, it's snapped to the wrong side of the circle. Okay, so I'm just going to fix that by deleting this line. I could remove the constraints, but I'm just going to delete the line. I'm going to draw the line again from there up to there. Okay, and then I'm going to put that constraint on so that it goes to the right side of the circle. There we go. Now, so already you can see what that heart looks like. Okay, now if I want to change the shape of my heart, so you can see that it's going all the way out to my 30 millimeters and all the way up and down to my 35 millimeters, so it's the right size for where I want to put it. What I'm going to do now though is just change things a little bit. I can increase the size of this circle, okay, to get the heart shape better to what I want it to be. Alright, when I go to trim, I can get rid of the extra lines that I don't need, like that, and now you can see my heart shape. Alright, I can move this down a bit. Okay, if I want to move this up, I'm going to have to, I've got a couple of extra lines hanging around in there, so let's just get rid of those as well. Just select them and delete. If I want this heart to be not quite as tall as that, because that looks a little bit tall and skinny to me, I can change this dimension. So if I change that to 30, you can see that makes a better shape. Okay, so what I've done is I've created a heart, the shape and size that I want, using tangent constraints and then equal constraints. These lines, at the moment it says 4 dimensions needed, so if I put on this dimension here and say I want that one to be, well, that's 7.7, let's just make it 8, round it up. Okay, it now says that there's 3 dimensions needed. Let's just have a look at see what degrees of freedom I've got. If I try and move any of those, will it move it? Oh, okay, you can do that. That's pretty funky. So we want that to be equal to that, which I thought I'd already done. Okay, now it says 2 dimensions needed. Let's see what degrees of freedom I've got now. I can still move it around. So all that I need to do is I need to do a coincident constraint between that point and the center point. Now it's not coming up there, but if I go over here to where it says origin, I can choose the center point, and there it is, fully constrained. Okay, and that's how you draw a heart. Then to extrude it, click on finish sketch and then extrude it the distance that you want to. Thanks for watching.